Welcome to the big show. I am your host, Jerk, and how's everybody doing? We are on the last week of what I consider a very forgettable campaign, or maybe everything is forgettable now, what with age catching up with me, entering autumn, not just in the calendar year, but on my time on this mortal coil. It's enough to get someone wistful and thinking about past romances, things you could have done or should have done differently, and that's going to get us to today's guest, a forgotten friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Tech Tree Tier 7 British Destroyer. Give it up for Lightning. Lightning. It exists, and you see it out there sometimes, but not nearly as often as I feel you should for how good it is. It is a really good boat, so I must have played it a whole lot, right? Let's see the stats. No. Interesting. So if we're looking at my individual stats in this ship, they really aren't all that good. A 65% solo win rate in a destroyer for me is no bueno. I should be in the 70s somewhere, but then again, that's with only 100 battles, so a few games in a row with wins, and we could easily get that back into the 70s. But why are there so few games played in this ship? I don't know. It has 360-degree turrets, tube-by-tube torpedoes, long-lasting sonar of the 3-minute variety, and lots of smokes, but I was informed that this ship actually also has improved penetration angles on its AP. And since training rooms aren't here yet, I did the next best thing and went to try it out on moving targets. Now, part of me doing this had me rethinking my entire setup on this ship, and I was rather horrified to see my old setup now going all in on the torpedo. So I quickly rectified that, and now we have this sharp-looking character with Billiam and Bay. Gone is the torpedo module, and in its place we have faster reloading guns. And really, I think that going all in on the torpedoes in my earlier build was one of the first issues with that build. Sure, torpedoes can sink anything, but generally speaking, you're going to sink more red destroyers with your guns than you do with your torpedoes, and getting rid of enemy destroyers wins games. Usually. Of course, that tends to be a bit more of a challenge when your teammates choose to not contest any caps, as we are seeing here. Yes, this has all the makings of becoming one of those matches, but that doesn't mean I won't go without a fight. And it is going to be a fight because the teammates who spawn next to me, well, they're just going to start throwing their ships away quite quickly. Yes, this match is the embodiment of the John Travolta Pulp Fiction meme, looking back and forth confused, because I am very confounded. Confused with questions that have no answers, like, doesn't the Heinrich have sonar, and didn't that Heinrich know there was a destroyer up here by the smoke in front of them and the torpedoes I had spotted earlier? Or here's a question. If the moon were made of cheese, would you eat it? I know I would. Hey! Now we find ourselves sitting in a pickly brine. Bismarck has sonar behind me, a destroyer is up here, there's a heavy cruiser and a New Orleans that is being ignored, and now we have the Plymouth entering the picture. And if you've seen any of the sensationalistic videos on Plymouth, then you know that is in fact the second coming of Weimar Jesus. So why haven't you had them on the show, jerk? Well, I will tell you. Plymouth is very good at getting a lot of damage. It is also very good at nothing, really. Sure, I have my first game saved as it was over 4,000 base XP, and really it should have been a Kraken, and had I got that last ship sunk, I probably would have shown it. But I haven't even played the ship since the first day it was available, because I like weird boats, not easy boats. That is not me saying that the Lightning is in fact particularly weird, but it does have all sorts of things that make it unique, and maybe that's what I prefer instead. And if we get the chance to try this AP and see if its angles are in fact improved, well, that would just be one more thing. But first, let's get rid of that OP thing just by shooting it. That's right. If you shoot the Plymouth, it will be sunk. That's all you have to do. And let's just ignore the fact that they actually just took a torp there. Anyway, ships are dropping like flies now, and I really need some people to get on some caps, but I really need to get rid of some of these destroyers first. There's the Kagero. They are broadside. Now, I probably should have been trying the AP here, but you know, I didn't feel like this was necessarily the time to really go experimenting. We will see that later, I do promise. But as it is, let's try and get rid of this destroyer. And you can see we are juking with our speed and saving our damage control because we want to wait till it's absolutely necessary to do that. And I think this Kagero is actually going to drop spot. Oh my lord, my teammates just shot at it but missed, and they are actually going to drop spot right now. So I'm going to use one of my fast smokes to also drop spot from these infernal secondaries that keep firing at me, and then I will go back on my pursuit to hunt this Kagero down again, because I have to get rid of some of these destroyers. And these fast loading smokes, they are so useful to just drop spot whenever you need to. And then my long range sonar is just about up, so I can put that on and cruise around worry free. And then I've got these pretty long range, decently hitting torps, and I think you're getting the picture of why this is such an all around good destroyer. It kinda makes you want the Jutland and the Daring, huh? Well, we can't be filling out the high tiers with less popular choices just yet, jerk. I believe there are a few more US, Japanese, or German ships to squeeze in. Isn't that right, Ruprecht? Mother? Check this out. Thanks to our sonar, no concern about those torpedoes whatsoever. But I'm starting to think that the Kagero might be hiding close to the... Okay, well, I'm spotted. No chance to test the AP right now because I know this ship is weak and I just want to get rid of them as fast as possible. So let's just go ahead and do that. And once we do get rid of this Kagero, I'm going to use my smoke again to drop spot quickly. And once we successfully drop spot and connect on quite a few torps, I will actually use the Kagero smoke. I'm just checking the minimap, making sure that the New Orleans can't spot me. Yeah, use this smoke right here so I can actually start farming this Bismarck. All right, finally, we can try the AP, and let's see what we get here. Not really many ricochets, but we're getting a fair number of shatters. So that's more about the penetration value of these guns, more so than anything else. So switch back to HE, because I know if I can just get a fire on this Bismarck, then they will burn down because they've used their damage control. But the RNG gods are not with me at the moment. I am desperately trying, and I'm working around the smoke screen to try and get it. I think I actually might end up switching back to AP as well, just in case. Either way, now we have the shot in the air, and now we get it? Yes, we are going to get it on this salvo right there. And that is our fourth ship sunk, and boy, we have really lost control of this game, haven't we? Well, not entirely yet. We finally have a destroyer on A that's trying to do something about that, but I believe they're actually going to get gunned down pretty soon. Yeah, if we look at the minimap, they are spotted by an Akizuki, I believe. And I'm trying to contemplate what I can actually do here. I would like to go to B, but I also need this New Orleans gone. Now, back to those mysterious questions from before. What is this Vanguard doing? Why is our Vanguard not going around there and just smashing this New Orleans? They could do it in one salvo, maybe two. I mean, the Vanguard's AP is fabulous, but I don't know. Maybe they're just stuck on the island? I really have no idea. And I was getting quite frustrated at this point too, because I need this ship gone so I can actually start to go to B and hopefully take care of those destroyers there. But as it is, you know, we are very, very far behind on points now. So More realistically speaking, I guess we would have to sink all the boats, but I don't even know if that's possible at this point in this game. So instead, we will just go for the Kraken. Why not? You know, I know they don't mean everything, clearly, but they do mean something. It means they sank 5 ships, right? So because our Vanguard isn't coming over here, I guess I am just going to go over here and we will try and torp this New Orleans. I still don't understand why this Vanguard's not moving. I'm starting to think right now that I'm like, okay, maybe I need to use my guns and just start shooting this New Orleans. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. I mean, just spotting them for our battleship. I keep checking the mini-map to see if our battleship is moving. Just keeping them spotted doesn't seem to be doing anything to motivate our Vanguard. And, like, I'm pinging them, you know, shoot this ship. But our Vanguard, not so interested in that philosophy. Maybe they're just a pacifist, which I guess is fine, but then why are you playing this game? Anyway, now that the New Orleans is finally moving, I can actually start to move around and try to engage them with my guns, and we're going to put the AP to the test, right? Finally, we will get to see how it is on cruisers, and we will see what it's capable of doing. I mean, I guess unless this Vanguard one-shots them, right? Now is your time to shine. No? Alright, so, okay, let's check this out. So there's some HE. Now I'm going to switch over to AP, and let's see what we start getting here. I'm trying to shoot above their belt, and it looks like we are actually getting some pins there. Now, it's not necessarily doing a ton of damage, but oh, hold on, let's see how it works on a destroyer. Those are all arming inside of it, so that's fairly short fuse. We did get an overpin there, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the HE just to go ahead and make sure that nope, I don't get that. Okay, well, the Vanguard secondary's got that. Not much I can really do to counter that, but I know that the New Orleans is weak up here, so let's go ahead and shoot this, and when we do so, we will be picking up Kraken 424 in the lightning, right? Shma. Now, do I want to make you watch the rest of this match? No, I don't, because nothing really happened, so let's go ahead and cut to the end of the screen. Alright, let's see this scoreboard. 2,194 XP in a loss, so that is a very good game, and yikes, that is a lot of ships below 800. But a GG to the red team and the blue team, and that is going to wrap it up for this one. If you are a connoisseur of the tube-by-tube delivery mechanism, give this video a like. If you need sub 5 kilometer detection and 15 torpedoes, give it a dislike. Questions, comments, speculation on the coming update, leave it down below. And if you want to be there for the KRKN Channel 5 News Cruise, take on the patch notes, think about hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another, and we will talk then.